Hola, senor and senoritas.
Hola.
Welcome to the Kian and Connor podcast, reporting live from Lake Atilan, San Pedro, Guatemala. We are fucking back, baby boys and girls, and we are very excited to be doing so. As we always say on our new episodes, we fucking suck at this. We are inconsistent and dog shit, but look, we're reporting live from arguably the most beautiful place in the world. How you going, big dog?
I'm excellent, dude. It's been some of the best days of my life over the last week and a bit. Like, honestly, I have never lived a better life than I'm currently living right now.
That's it. And we say that with a false sense of security because even though we have had the best days, it's been very much type 2 fun. There's been a lot that has gone wrong. And even asking how you are, I don't even need to know because I've been with you fucking 24 hours a day for the last 10, maybe longer. But for those that are joining us in Australia, the ones that are in Banff will know we have left. Our 2-year visas are done.
It's all over, baby. It's all done.
And it's fucking sad. I'm not going to lie to you. Leaving there, I shed many a tear. I spent my last day sitting down at the lake, listening to Bon Iver and crying.
I basically did the same, except I was just a bit more upstream than you, and I was listening to, like, fucking Cardi B. But we kind of ended up checking back once we got on the plane and we realized that we were both crying on the river, just at different parts by ourselves, which is so fucking lame. But all in all with Banff, man, like, what a fucking experience. Like, 2 years of the best. And the biggest thing that, like, people just don't take into account, it's like, it's a risk. Like, you pack all your bags up and you decide that you want a new life and you want to go try and do something different. And it's not easy all the time, but fuck, man, like, if you don't get out of your comfort zone and go do that shit, then, like, it gets to a point where you just never will. And I'd really recommend for anybody at home to go and do something. If it's not there, if it's going to England, or if it's just moving out of your city. Yeah. Just move your cities.
Yeah. Like
out of your town.
There's something that is really fucking comforting and nice about getting out of the comfort zone, and then you just know you have a different perspective. And, like, I'm excited to go home, but I'm also fucking terrified.
What's even nicer is your friends will still be at home. It's not like you lose. You just gain more friends.
You lose the shit ones.
You lose the shit ones.
You shed the fat.
But, like, that's just good for life anyway, shedding the fat. Like, the fact that, like, I don't know about, like, for you, like, I rocked up with no job, no house. Like, it was me and my, like, 2 good friends, Brady and Matt, and we just rocked up, like, with a good attitude and, like, just, I don't know, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We found out, dude. We found out that it's the best.
It's the best shit.
To live on earth.
It actually is, dude. Like, especially going to Canada, man, like, you can live in a lot of different places, but Banff, fuck, it literally gives you everything that you need and more. Like, you've got all the necessities, like, you've got all the things of a city, like, whether it's shops and restaurants and all that life, but then you've got the whole, like, nature element in your back door, and
you've got the small town element of your friend being around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to get in a car and drive 20 minutes.
But the main one for sure, and this is, like, the big shout out, is the people. You know, there's been so many people, especially the Canadians that I met over there, that are going to be friends for life, and, like, I'm just so grateful to have spent all that time with them. You know, it was a crazy 2 years, you know, like, fucking skied, snowboarded, served fucking pizzas, fell in love, fell out of love, hung out with the boys, hung out with the girls. Like, there's the be-all, end-all, people from different countries. It is just the best thing that I've ever done, and I wouldn't trade it for anyone in the world.
Like, nothing. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I was having a panic attack the day I left to go to Canada, saying, I don't know if I should do this. This is probably the dumbest thing that I've signed up for. And within 20 minutes of rocking up at the airport, I knew I'd made the right decision.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't regret it at all. There was not one day where I wished I was home.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm the exact same.
I missed out on really important birthdays and births and all those like life milestones that you want to be at home for. And I still am so happy I made the decision to go to Canada.
To go and do it.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. And, like, that's just it. I think the one thing we were talking about, like, me and Kian have spoken about a lot recently as well, is, like, it's interesting that sometimes in life you'll find places where you're like, I'm happy here and this is, like, where I should be. But then you have this weird inkling of, like, oh, I've got to get home. I've got to go get the job, get the girl, get the fucking house, you know, and you start building up all these things and you realize, like, you actually don't. Like, if you want to stay and you want to move, like, you can do that. All that shit will always be back there for you at home. So who knows? In the next year, we might also be outbound again. But don't worry, Aussies, we are en route home. But whilst doing so, we are going through the deep South America. And we traded comfort and an easy life in Canada for an immediate fucking slap in the face, which was Mexico. We arrived in fucking Sayulita and we're like, shit, it's 45 degrees and pissing down rain. I was like, this doesn't seem like it was the same when I was here last. And then we were like, oh fuck, we have booked a 2-month holiday in South America during wet season. What you see behind us right now?
This is the best day
we've had in 10 days. We would love to be able to record more podcasts, but unfortunately, we're unable to do so hip deep in a fucking monsoon. It's just not how it works. But bro, we got there and we were immediately like, oh my God, we might have fucked this. We got to Sayulita and we were in this shithouse hostel.
No. Before we rocked up to the hostel, when the taxi driver's taking us down the back streets,
dude.
I'm looking at Connor like, bro, I think we're about to get shot.
Yeah,
like,
it looked like old El Paso fucks narcos, and like I didn't want anything to do with it.
Deepest favela I've ever been in. Rock up, and I'm like, I don't think we're there. Look up to our left, and it's like the amazing hostel. And it was in the imagery of The Amazing Race.
The Amazing Race, which immediately gave me the signal of that this place is going to eat dick. And
it did.
It did. There's nothing amazing about that hostel. Fuck them. They all suck. We were there and literally, dude, it was the most boring bunch of fucking lame Euros I've ever seen in my life. All like click-clacking away on their laptops pretending that they had like some online job. I'm like, get fucked. You're looking at your Gmail and changing your fucking Spotify details. You fucking losers. So we got there and we're like, okay, let's party, obviously. And we go down to town. I'm like, last time I was in Sayulita, there's going to be 3,000 fucking people on the beach, honeys everywhere. We're going to be selling fucking bag and blow and you fucking name it on the street. It's going to be chaos. And then we get there and it was the wettest, most empty, fucked up beach I've ever seen. Even the kids were looking at us like, what the fuck are you gringos doing here?
Yep.
It was so shit. And then we go back up to the hostel and we're like, you know what? Let's adapt. Let's change. Let's get fucking pissed. And
let's get pissed with like people that are in the hostel with us. Let's
absolutely.
try and make some friends. Like, let's throw some feelers out there, see who's going to pick it up.
It's a hostel.
Yeah.
The Amazing Hostel.
The Amazing Hostel.
You would assume someone in there would be amazing, but again, we were incorrect. And basically, I said to Kian, we're getting trashed at the pool, and all these guys are just looking at us like, oh yeah, man, we're going to go play volleyball, like this dickhead American, and he got his phone stolen, and we were like...
so happy when I saw that.
Suck a dick, you loser. We're getting a bit aggressive here, but fuck, man, if you just saw what we went through, you have the same feeling.
Feel exactly the same.
Funniest part of it, we were in the pool, waist deep, having beers, chatting shit, and Sayulita is the gay capital of Mexico, which is nothing wrong with that. We were ready to party with them. But we get through and there's this dude from Slovenia and a guy from Israel and they kind of like wade into the pool and they like come up to me
Moto like
yeah. But we were the motos. Like they were pretty sexy to be honest. And anyway, they come straight through and they're like, oh, are you guys a couple? And we were like, no, we're not. But at the same time, this screams big bear gay couple in Mexico on a holiday. Yeah. So we got our way out of that one and then basically...
No, Connor's missing the part where he kept going. Yeah, man, like the chicks back home are just so beautiful. Like I just love women and like women are so good, dude.
I didn't want to like turn them down, but I just wanted to like really put forward that I'm not down for that. But I didn't want to like be a dick or anything as well.
He kept gravitating towards Connor.
Yeah. He was like literally wading up to me in the pool.
Sweet ass, dude.
Yeah, it was not chill. But then we continued to get trashed, and the best way I could explain it, I said to Kian that night, It looked like we were in rehab, but we were the only ones drinking, and everyone wasn't happy about it, dude.
Yeah,
like,
they were like, "Cunt, I'm like 7 months sobriety. Like, my sobriety's like coming up to 7 months,
and I'm smashing gallos like on the fucking not those gallos. That's a Mexican beer. Hey, that's a close one. But yeah, from there we went off to Escondido to brighter futures and greener pastures. Well, is what we hoped. Again, we booked this Airbnb. And we get there, and again, looked like old El Paso fucked Escobar's armpit. It was trashed, and like, but the house is beautiful. We booked this like sick place, and we were kind of like, we're gonna ball out here, rain, hail, or shine, no worries. By the way, it was shitting down rain. But then we get there, and we realize that there's a family of 5 living underneath us.
There's like small children, like.
Oh, dude, and I'm ramming cigarettes and beers and playing chilling it upstairs. And we were just like doing a balancing act of fucking like getting kicked out or not.
Yeah. Yeah. The entire time I was just waiting for like Jose to come upstairs and be like, all right, boys, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
yeah. But we
no, they didn't. Like they
probably couldn't hear anything over the torrential rain that happened for 2 weeks. If anyone saw our stories, you could see we're like we'd walk down through the like favela shit every day, and we'd have to like, we're like literally shin deep in water, so we'd be like chucking rocks into them to use them as like stepping stones. Oh. But Kian would like throw them in, and then they would just sink. Like that's how deep it was.
It was so disheartening. I was just like, I just want to get across this road to like go eat food. But I'm like having to like track through the Amazon jungle. Like I'm going through like the Nile River to get a feed. Like
I kept saying like to the boys back home, I was like, the best way to explain it is like if you've ever been to Universal Studios in California, and they do like the emulation of like a flash flood in an old Western movie. That's like what it looked like. It was, I couldn't believe it. But do you want to tell them about our little double date?
A double date, yeah, that was awesome. So we ran into these girls the first night that we rocked up, and 2 of them didn't speak any English.
No,
and
not
one
at
of
all.
them was an American that had lived in Mexico or something for like a few years.
Yeah.
Anyways, me and Connor start trying to crack onto these girls, and then we were like, oh, we'll go for dinner like the next night.
Yeah. And we were on. And so like we teed up, and there's a sick restaurant, and I really would recommend this if you're ever in Escondido. Chicama, yeah, which is a Peruvian restaurant there, and it's beautiful food, everything's amazing, and we're like, fuck yeah, dude, we're 2 days into Mexico, we've got some senoritas with us, some mamacitas, and we're gonna fucking have a ball with them, you know? And we did. But the funniest thing was, the whole time, there's 3 girls, 2 of us, the 2 girls we're having a crack at don't speak English, and then
welcome to Guatemala.
Welcome to fucking Guatemala. Oh my days, dude. I'm hoping that wasn't gunshots, but
I think it was just fireworks. Yeah. It's all right. Keep going.
Yeah. Anyways, we're with the mamacitas.
That shook him.
That did shock. I'm a shook one. Anyway, though, yeah, so with my fuck me, cunt, that was fucked. Like, I'm sorry, we're not just gonna get, like, that was Ben's, that was like 14.
They must have been a block away. There must have been at least a block.
Dad, if this is the last thing you hear from me, I'm being shipped off in a boat with coins on my eyes. Anyway, so we with the fucking mamacitas, and basically we can't speak we can't speak to them, but there's this one chick in the middle that's translating for both of us. So we're both having a crack, basically to her, and then she speaks to them, and then she speaks back, and then goes like, oh yeah, you're cute or whatever. Like, it was the most pathetic attempt ever, like, of this. But either way, it was fucking fun. And again, it's like you just gotta throw yourself out there sometimes and just like
be adaptable, be moldable. Like,
exactly.
Don't be scared.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. It's like, do you really want to go all the way from England to then go party with more English people? Like, no. Meet a couple Mexicans and fucking use your hands and feet to try and fucking make them understand what you're saying. Because half the time they didn't. The girl that spoke English as well, what did she say? She's like, you don't even speak English.
She's like, I'm American, I speak English, and I can't understand you.
Yeah, so we were fucked from all counts.
Yeah, they just kept laughing at us. But obviously in Spanish, the J is like a H. So you just see their phones like talking to each other, and they'd be like, and
you just knew they were taking the absolute piss out of us.
Out of us, dude.
They're probably like, are these guys a couple?
How old are you guys? 27.
Jesus Christ!
I thought you were 34.
Yo.
Fuck.
But
the best part of that entire night, the girls were great. They were beautiful. They were lovely. The best part of this entire night, we're at this like super Mexican nightclub. Like we are the most Western people in that nightclub, and it ain't even close, dude. Probably in like the whole of Sayulita, there isn't like another white person.
No, it's us, Escondido.
I see this fight kick off. Me and Connor's standing in front of me. I'm standing behind him. The two girls are right there. This dude that's drunk, maybe like 4 or 5 meters away, throws a Corona bottle behind him in the air, and it hits a dude behind him. That guy obviously kicks off.
Yeah,
and
kick
is like,
the fuck off immediately.
What the fuck are you doing? Immediately, 17 Mexican staff members are like swarming. But then I just see this one little dude shoot off, and I'm like, what's that? He goes and gets the most scary person.
Let's just say it. He was definitely cartel affiliated.
He was a C-bomb.
We call it
sure.
C-bomb in town because we're like, we don't want to be screaming that word.
I'm talking
heard by the
face tat here, neck tat here, neck tat like. So he goes and grabs the cartel.
Tell me if I'm wrong. He looked like a Mexican Dusty Martin.
Yeah. Like
who's scary in Australia.
Yeah. He goes and one of the little hombres goes and grabs the big hombre, brings him over. And obviously, this guy doesn't break up fights; he kills people.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but you very quickly realize as well, like a lot of these places, you're somewhat safe because you are the economy. So like, there's no benefit in you getting like fucking killed or beat up or anything like in these areas because it's just not good for tourism.
Yeah. So the fight's kicking off, and it's like it's about to bottle up, and this dude looks at Connor. He's standing right there. Looks at Connor. Connor's got a cigarette like hanging out the side of his lip.
I was literally
like he looks at Connor like he's about to kill him, and then just goes.
Max is over here.
Just goes with a fucking jet lighter. Lights Connor's cigarette and goes. The party continues.
Oh, bro. It was so gangster, dude. Like,
don't worry, the party continues.
I looked at Kian like straight after, and I was like, because I literally like, looked up, bro, and I've got like the ciggy like. I'm like, I just see him come up. And I'm like, oh no. And then he literally like looking at the guy, and then looks at me and just, jet lighter, like, the party continues, and I was literally like, holy fuck, dude. That was nearly
the most
horrible,
intimidating
dude.
thing I've seen. Then into like complete and utter like ecstasy after that. It was like so fun. Like
it was so awesome. It's they handle everything like so well over here in a way of like you just shut the fuck up and like stop being a dickhead and you're done. You know, there's no like fucking like fight out the front and everyone trying to like figure it out. It's a very quick reaction of like, okay, we're stopping that now because this guy is terrifying.
Yeah.
But anyway, we continue our trip and. We had plenty of more fun nights, similar club sort of vibes as well. A lot of fun with that.
I would like say, and this is like you can speak on this from like a travel perspective. I can see how Puerto Escondido is one of the most like best tourism spots in Mexico. Like,
absolutely. What I would say though is don't go in fucking October because it's shitting down rain and it's pretty miserable. I won't lie to you. Like.
There's a lot of shit to do, though.
On top of that, though, like anyone that is traveling, and I know this is a time of year where a lot of people back home and in Canada are going to travel, when the going gets tough, be tougher. Like, you just have fun.
Yeah.
Literally dance in the rain.
Dance in the rain.
Yeah, because it's like, there's no point in wasting your fucking trip and being all butthurt about it and sitting down and watching Netflix or whatever, you know. You may as well
dance in the rain, baby.
Dance in the rain and fucking go on dates with people that don't speak your language.
Yeah.
And not pull. But anyway, then from there we've whoa. Sorry, we are literally like in the fucking heart of Lake Adeline right now. There's boats and motorbikes and C-bombs flying left, right, and center over here. But
from there, we go over to Guatemala, which immediately had it was a definite change up from like Mexico was a pretty well-traveled Western country in a way. Like, you know, it is North America still technically. And then Guatemala was very much like unknown territories. We didn't know exactly what we're coming into. And you could feel that immediately. And then what about when we're at the airport?
Like, what part of the airport?
The airport.
Bro.
The fucking part.
Brother. Connor, I get a stamp on my passport because it's my first time coming into the country. Connor has been to Mexico before, so they do this like electronic thing where you just get like a receipt and they say to you, you can't leave without this ticket. You can't leave the country without this ticket.
Keep in mind, what a jacked up system. It's literally the size of a fucking half a deck of cards, this little receipt. And you're like, you got to keep that with you until you leave, or else you can't leave. And so then I said to Kian that morning, I was like, oh, fuck, man, I can't find this receipt. But he didn't really know what I was talking about. And then we got through customs, everything like that. And I'm like, okay, like, I guess I'm chilling. Like, there's no real, like, worry at this point. And then we get to the gate. And we've been waiting in the airport for like 6 hours. And we're lining up for the thing. And everything's all smooth. And we're about to get on the plane. And the chick goes to me like...
We're second in line.
She goes...
We've got like a line of 100 people behind us.
And we're like, where the fuck... She's like, do you have your ticket? And I'm like...
Yeah, I got my boarding pass.
She's like, nope. I need that little fucking ticket they gave you.
Immigration ticket.
And I'm like... I don't have it. And so then, bro, it is like, and everyone's had this moment, bro, when you're sweating bullets and you're like taking all the shit out of your bag, throwing it all on the ground, like got your documents, like, I can't fucking find it. And Kian's like, honestly, my rock at this point, but probably could have cried at the same time as well.
Oh, dude, I was like, I don't know. I'm getting choked up now. I don't know if I can leave him. Because I don't know what I'm going to fucking do without... Like, I'm sitting there and I'm just watching all his documents spread, like, across 10 meters of floor. And I'm like...
I also had the mindset of, like, they were definitely all Canadian documents. Yeah. And I just thought if I had enough documents, it looked like I had something going on, you know?
Yeah,
and she was like, oh, fuck. She was like, oh, no. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to pass. And I probably turned into... the biggest bitch I've ever turned into. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then she like looks at me and was just like, thank fuck if we somehow ever reach your screen, fucking Viola.
TSA agent,
Becky or whatever the fuck your name is. I love you, because she looked at me and was like, get on the fucking plane. Just get on the plane.
And so she waves him on, like the quick, like, come on, just fucking move. And then he's like, and then he tries to turn back while we're walking down like the bridge to the plane. And he's like, but what if, what? And I was like, shut up, just shut up.
Shut the fuck up. And like he grabbed me, because I was, my main thought was like,
what if I get to Guatemala?
And they're like, you weren't even in Mexico, you know, like, because there's no stamp or nothing, like, proving that I was. So I was kind of like freaking the fuck out. And then Kim was like, shut the fuck up, look forward, and we're getting on this fucking plane. And we did, and we got through Guatemala, everything was all sweet. Met up with the boys, Maxi Boy, who is behind camera right now, our produce.
Gracias,
amigo.
Gracias.
And old Finlay. And we made our way to Antigua, which was an immediate difference. Once you get more and more like central, I know right behind us you see this fucking beautiful body of water, and it is not an ocean, it's a fucking lake. But you start to very much realize like you went from beach town to like volcanoes and like 1,000-year-old city. And it was fucking so sick. So we get this Uber driver from heaven named Hector, and he kind of explains the goat, our rock, our everything. Explains like pretty much Antigua to us. And the thing that's so sick about it is like, so you land in Guatemala City, but Antigua actually used to be Guatemala City, but it got hit with an earthquake.
It was like 9 on the Richter scale?
Yeah, 9 on the Richter scale, like just below Taylor Swift. And that was like 500 years ago, and that ruined the city to the point of...
like disrepair.
Whether they moved cities to Guatemala City. But Antigua, because it was
then they built it up again, the Spanish.
The Spanish, so it's a very Spanish like influenced town. But the thing is, well, he was telling us like, oh yeah, 3 years ago a fucking volcano erupted here and killed 3,000 people, and we're like,
and it was on a Sunday, and everyone was at church, and that's the only reason that it killed everyone.
So basically, I took that as God can't even fucking save you now. So that was always a little thing, and we're literally next to a volcano, which is fucking sick. But man, like we had a great time while we were there. But again, what season is it?
wet season.
Yes, and it wasn't the girls, it was the weather. And I'm telling you right now, dude, it was...
Oh, we were dripping though.
We were dripping. We were dripping in finesse. And we decided to do like the one touristy thing like that's available, I guess, at the time because our ATV tour got fucked. So there's this place called Hobbit to Tenga, which is essentially just like a Lord of the Rings Hobbit town.
But it's like Lord of the Rings from Wish.
yeah. It's the Lord of the Rings from Guatemala. Like, it was
Lord of the El Ringos.
yeah. It was pretty ass. I won't lie to you. But anyway, we have this
Fuck that place.
we had a beautiful day all day, and we knew it was going to rain at 6, and we're like, let's go now at 6. And then we get on this rickety fucking truck, bro. We're getting
but we're not like we're on. Like the typical shit you see in South America, we're on the back tray of the truck. We're not sitting inside the truck. They've got just some like fucking basically like camp chairs.
A cage.
They've got like camp chairs on the back of a truck and they're like,
so we're getting throttled and it starts immediately like
barking.
Puking. And dude, there's like it rains in Australia. Canada, like it'll have spurts. But bro, like there's nothing like a South American fucking dump, dude. Like it comes down on you like all hell, and we're going up this mountain on cobblestone roads. So we're like screaming, laughing, and looking back on it.
I cut my hand. That's how I was trying to hold on to
the cage.
Ripped the cage that hard that I ripped my hand to shreds.
But even in saying that, the funny thing is like looking back on it, the funnest part about the whole thing was the car ride.
Yeah.
Because it was essentially a roller coaster.
I hated Hobbit Town.
Hobbit Town was
too tall
fucking,
for the place.
Oh, bro, Kian.
I hated
dude,
that
so I, as you can see, I am Guatemalan. And I am 2 inches above the rest of them, which is nice. I feel like Tyson Fury.
He's just an interruption. His name is Consuela.
Consuela.
While he's in South America, he is Consuela. I am Carlos. This is Consuela.
That's it, baby. But the thing is, Kian is just not built for this country at all. And within 2 days, bro, I've watched this cunt like launch his skull into door frames. Like, and the best one was Hobbit to Tenga, because we run through the rain and we get to this like little hut there, and it's pissing down rain, and we're in a cloud on top of a mountain. So all the things you can see there, I would recommend. Again, everything we're saying that's shit, do it in summer and it's probably dope. But I'm going to give you the fucking wet version. And we were in a cloud. So we're technically meant to be looking over the whole of Antigua, like beautiful towns, like mountains, everything. And we can't see fucking Kian's dick from in front of me, you know? And anyway, we run to this little hut, and Kian like sprints through the rain. And I'm watching him like he's looking at me in the eyes, just thump, like hits, and he's like, "Oh!" You said you could like feel it in your neck.
Yeah, dude, it shocked through my body. Like, so I had a hat on that was just covering. I was looking down. I had a hat on, so I couldn't actually see vertically up, and that's where I just like ran, smash, and I was like immediately like, I hate this place. And then I think I cracked my head like 2 more times.
And we ended up like we were trying to figure out like if this was technically like an old like Guatemalan like town, or if they've just like made a Lord of the Rings thing. And then we get like into the classic like circle doors or whatever, and we come through and it's the fucking bullshit Lord of the Rings music. And then the funniest thing though is like you've got, let me just set the fucking tone for you. Anyone got a phone on them?
No, it's over there.
I know this is annoying to have to listen to right now. Unlock that bad boy for me. Because you're imagining, you know, like...
What do you want, Spotify?
Yeah, I want Spotty.
Yeah, there.
I got that
there. In the meantime, whenever like our Spotify has been open, it's strictly been like Latin music. There's no other choice. It's just Latin music, with a sprinkling of like Jack Harlow, and then back to Latin music. Because why would you listen to Western music in a country that's not Western, dude? Like, you're in the South, adapt, improvise, overcome. That's been our motto every day because we've had to do it, dude.
100%.
Like, oh, bro, everything that is like, all right, boys, you're just going to walk up this hill and you're going to see like the most beautiful view in the world.
So imagine this. Full Lord of the Rings hobbits. We felt like hobbits as well, with concussions because we're hitting our heads on the fucking roof of everything. But you come through and you're like, oh my God, I'm in this lovely little hobbit tavern.
I'm in an inn.
I'm in an inn. And then we walk up to the bar and it's Hola, senor. How's it going? Would you like a fucking beer, you fucking prick, you gringo cunt? Like, that was the funny. It was like having like Hobbit shit you want to hear. Like, oh, hello, sir. Would you like
Would
nice
you like to lay your weary head
and have a butter beer? And no one's like, oi, hey, oh, and we're like, what the fuck, dude? But we literally huddled around a fire like hobbits, escaping the cold. We didn't look at anything in there because it was.
You couldn't see anything.
Couldn't see anything. We're in a fucking hurricane, and then we come back down in the truck and go out and whatever. But that was Antigua. I'd say Antigua again. Like, it is a beautiful city. Like, it's definitely worth walking around. There's so much history everywhere. I'm sure there's more tours and stuff to do. The main one, bro, that you're meant to do is hike the fucking volcano. But we didn't know that, and we booked 3 days there, and it was shitting down rain, and we probably would have died in a fucking mudslide if we did it. But again, summer, go there and do the volcano.
Yeah, I would say Antigua is a great spot if you're like a couple. Like 2 bears, 1 cave. Would have loved it, dude. Like a guy and a chick. You take your missus up. They've got like the hand of God. Go get like sick photos on that. You can go do like cool ATV tours and like all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it was
also going in high season is probably the play.
Definitely
again.
the play, 100%. But also, as well, I'd say it's the perfect introduction to South America.
Central and South America.
Yeah, because you just get immediately the vibe of like, okay, shit's changing up real quick.
Yeah.
But then from there, we have come over to the best part of the trip by far, which is what you see behind us, Lake Atilan in San Pedro. And it is beautiful, bro. We got a bus here and then a boat. And the boy does not like boats, I'll tell you that much for free. He was like, the whole time, pretty bitch, I'm not going to lie to you. It wasn't that bad.
I just don't like being like in the middle of the lake. Like, I can be on the shoreline. That's cool because I know I can swim back to shore. But this lake is probably like 100 k's big.
It's
like,
fucking, it's gigantic, dude.
And these guys are all like, it's chill, it's fun, it's awesome. We're like going like doof, 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 doof through the waves. And I'm also worried because my bag is sitting on top of the roof.
Yeah, the whole podcast studio that we currently have right now was nearly at the bottom of Lake Adeline, where we can't do a podcast.
Everyone just keeps laughing at me, being like, it's fine, it's chill. You think this is bad? I've been in way worse. I'm like, I don't care about what you've been in. I'm here right now fighting for my life, dude. Again, I got grip scars because I've been holding onto seats and bars and shit.
Sorest bum in the game.
Like, but
mate, honestly,
it was so worth it.
What I would say as well, like, I think a big thing, I guess, is like if you're solo traveling, hostels are the play because you're going to meet people. But if you're with the boys, one of the best things about this, everything's so fucking cheap. We have a fucking hot tub, a pool, a jetty, and a beautiful view 24/7 for 100 Canadian each for 4 of us for 4 nights. Yeah. It's $25 a night each, which is cheaper than a hostel anyway. Yeah. So I'd always say that, like, if you're with the boys and you're with a couple of people, like, just Airbnb it the whole way through because you're fucking getting a great setup for it. But in saying that, you do also end up having your dick in your hand sometimes going, where's the fun? And last night was a very good example of that. Everything weirdly in this town and in Antigua and everywhere in Guatemala closes at like 1. We went from Mexico where the party
like
never
11.
stopped.
Like it closes at 11.
And so we decided to go out at 10 last night. We walked down the street. Everyone's walking out of the bars. And we're like, what? Like, are you guys just having a smoke? And they're like, no, it's closed, dude. And then, like, there's this one place. It's a discoteca up the road. And so we're like, fuck it. I guess that's our prerogative now.
That's our discoteca now.
Yeah, so we basically jump into these little tuk-tuks, and there's 4 of us, 5 of us, and there's maybe a couple 100 kilos in the back of this tuk-tuk that definitely...
I didn't even fit. I didn't fit in it. Like, I was too big.
Yeah, 100%. And then basically from there, we were like, you know what? We need to get to this discotheque. So we just got a couple... we've got a couple gwats looking at us right now that might not enjoy us. Anyway,
fine, don't worry.
We're coming to the end. Fuck it. Fine. So yeah, from there we basically get in this tuk-tuk that cannot hold us whatsoever, and we're going up the hill, and it's... Sorry, boys, we're back. There's a few technical difficulties, believe it or not, in the fucking jungle out here. But yeah, we're in this tuk-tuk, and Kian's looking like fucking Manny off fucking Ice Age. He like Mr. Incredible in the thing. He's hanging out half the fucker. And then we got to this place, and...
Connor's at the front of our like little queue. It's Max.
By the way, the
Finn,
queue is us.
and me. Right, I'm at the back. Connor, none of us can speak Spanish, right? So we always just get laughed at, anyways, wherever we go. And Connor goes to her, "Is it full in there?" And she goes, "Sí."
Yeah.
And
I was
but
like, what?
he didn't see her laugh at him.
Because I was like looking through my wallet just to already give her my guats and
Yeah.
fucking
And
start
I'll go
paying.
to her, "Be honest. Is there anyone in there?" And she just runs off laughing and doesn't laugh.
Oh, bro.
And she's just like, "It's not full at all."
And we start just doing like bullshit translation where we're like, "You, Pinocchio. Like,
Pinocchio.
and-
And she's like, see.
yeah. Anyway, I go through, bro, and I'm like walking in, and it's this big empty club with like, they've even got the smoke machine on, music blaring, and there's 3 of the scariest dudes you've ever seen in there, sitting there, and we're just like, this is the most, literally the exact scene from In-Betweeners where they go to Ibiza and the fucking club is empty and they've got like wandered in by the chicks. There's no one fucking there. And we were just like, it has kind of just been the definition of our trip, you know, especially like Mexico, the party will always be there for you, but Guatemala is like kind of fucking hard to like figure out where that party is, you know?
Got it.
Don't worry. Let's just keep going.
You've got to search for it.
Yeah, you definitely got to look for it.
You've got to be really active if you want to go for like meet anyone, because it just seems like everything's shut super early, super quickly, and you need to be like on the ball in terms of like where's the party at.
Exactly. And with that, what I'll say is Guatemala to me, I feel like has just actually begun. We've just gotten to Lake Adeline. We're in our fucking element right now. We're ready to
I'm
rock
ready
and-
to cook, dude.
We're ready to cook
yeah.
now. We've had a couple setbacks and a couple withdrawals, but now we're ready to rock and roll. And so with
Honestly,
that,
we've just been learning. It's been
been
a lot of lessons.
A lot of learning.
It's been a
and
lot of lessons.
And we got to learn quick because Colombia is coming up, and we all know that could get dicey.
Yeah.
So with that, senores and senoritas, that's Spanish if you wanted to get that one going.
Hey.
So yeah, gracias amigos, and tune in next time to see the rest of our Guatemala trip, and we'll do another Guatemala, and then we'll also see you in Bogota, and then Medellin, and that's when I'm sure things are gonna get fucking
Dicey.
dicey, amigos. Okay, peace, love you, bye bye.